So I am Muralithas from Parliament of Sri Lanka. So Parliament of Sri Lanka is playing vital role in our country. So in the parliament, the parliament, we have 225 members in the parliament. This time, so we are ready to prepare the budget, government budget. So all the department of the parliament, legislative department, administration, finance department, all other government institutions are work together. So this time we are using the modern technologies to prepare the parliamentary budget also. So now the Parliament of Sri Lanka is a little bit better than the early. So we are trying to utilize the economic crisis and financial crisis. We are trying to increase the export revenue and then increase the government reserve, foreign currency, so that we are trying to surplus the balance of payment right now. So if the balance of payments is getting better than early, so we are trying to modernize our parliamentary system and procedure and everything. First of all, the modernization of parliament is very important because to citizen participation, representation, accountability, transparency, those are the very, very important. So we have to connect the people and the policy makers, which means the parliamentary has to work with the public. So we are trying to do best for the public. So government prepare the budgets. Budget means government revenue and expenditures are run by the government. So the government's trying to increase the government revenue and then spend money for the public goods. So this time we are trying to utilize the government revenue through the modern technologies. So we are trying to digitalize all the transactions in Sri Lanka. So it will give more advantage to the public and the government. So we can reduce the corruption and bribery and accountability, transparency. Through this technology, we can provide the information to the public. The public can check the balance through the technologies. So this time all the expenditures and income are on the public domain. So people can interact with the parliament. Before that, there is no connection with the public and then policy makers. This time the parliament might be open to the public because we have the responsibility to answer the public. So citizens might be participate in the parliament, in the policy making process, legislative process, and other activities, civil society, then universities, other public forum, other institutions has to work with the legislative process, making them draft the bills and act and policies. So if we work together, we can prepare them very effective and efficient policies. It will be very useful for the public. So this time we have introduced a very recent year that's called right to information. This right to information is one of the act in our parliament. The reason is to provide the information to the public. It will reduce the corruption. It reduce the bribery. So the parliament might be open to the public, because this is one of the principles. It's called the transparency. Accountability is one of the key elements to the good governance. So at the same time, the government's pumping money to the different projects and the project and other programs. So finally, we have to evaluate. So what are the gaps between our expectation, our expected goals and actual achievement? So thereafter we can evaluate them. What are the problems? What are the barriers? What are the lack of information? So how can we develop the program, or how can we change the program? But what are the indicators can be changed? So in this process, we can use the modern technologies, modern tools, help of the several software. So in this mechanism will provide the good governance, and then interaction between the people and then policymakers. So anyway, we have lack of problem in our institutions, because according to the population wise, the female populations are very high. It's nearly 52% are the female populations in Sri Lanka. But the women representation in the parliament is very low. In the total member of parliamentary 225. At the same time, the female member of parliament nearly 11. So it's very less percentage, although it is a very less women participation in the parliament. So we have to encourage the women into the politics. So this process might be encouraged through the modern technology. So we have to make the awareness among the women. So we have to make we have to change the policies to participate in the women in the politics, from the election nomination, from the rural level or village level or provincial level and national level. So that might be mandate to increase the women. So if the particular percentage of the women might be included in the nomination of the election. So it might be mandate. So we have to encourage the women to enter the politics through the different ways or different methods. So this time we have to use the modern technology or digital platform. So the media and then several digital platform will be used for the to increase the women participation in the politics, because it is one of the gender discriminations against the women. So because the majority of the MPs are the men, but the population wise majority are the women. So it is one of the problem in Sri Lanka, in Sri Lankan parliament. At the same time, the Sri Lankan parliament has a history, democratic history, because of it is the pioneer in the parliament in the South Asia. So we have the history in the democracy system, but at the same time we are in the behind because of the gender discriminations among the women. So it might be eliminated through the modernization of the parliament of Sri Lanka. At the same time, we are in the critical juncture because of we don't have enough financial resources, foreign reserves. So we are utilized, we reduce the expenditure, government expenditure. We are trying to increase the revenue. So these are the big challenges in Sri Lanka. So the government is trying to increase the taxes, different taxes. So the collection, the revenue are very, very important to the government, because to spend the money to the public, goods. So we are providing the free education, free healthcare facilities. So thereafter, public security. So like those are the expenditures. So we are trying to do our best to the public. At the same time, we need some more money. So the last couple of years, Sri Lanka is facing twin deficits. That means the balance of payments is deficit. The same time, budget also deficit. These are the big burden for the country. So the reason is our expenditures is higher than the government revenue. At the same time, our import expenditures is higher than the export revenue. Those are the big barrier, big burdens to the government. So government has to try to change their policies, economy policies. So this policy might be come through the legislative sector. So the civil society, other institutions in local and foreign, they have to work together to sort out the problem in Sri Lanka. So the other challenges, we don't have enough powerful communication system. So people don't have enough coverage among the country. Cities have enough fastest network coverage, fully coverage, but in the village level and the rural level, they don't have the very fastest network coverage. They don't have modern devices. So the children are facing some problem in the village. City people have sufficient resources. So the factor endowments are different from the city and village or rural level. At the same time, the farmers don't have enough modern devices and modern technology. In the modern country, farmers are using modern technologies, then the information on time. In Sri Lanka, we are using the traditional farming system, traditional technology. So this is one of the big problem in the production or capacity. So the modern technology will eradicate some disaster in the field of agriculture, other industries also, and the modern technology will help to the marketing. So the policy might be changed based on the situation. So the Parliament, our proposal is that we are trying to give more priority to in the modern technology in the old sectors. So in the policy making process, we don't have enough connection between the policy makers and the public. So we are trying to do our best ability of resources. So this time we opened the parliament committees. We have different committees. SOC, that's called sectoral oversight committee. This committee plays a vital role to examine and study the several ministries. Then they have expressed their department annual report, the progress report. Then that committee prepare their own report, then hand over to the particular minister and then parliament to study and eliminate the some problems, issues. So all the documents might be uploaded in the online platform, but actually these are one of the drawbacks in Sri Lanka. So at the same time, parliamentary research divisions plays the important role to provide the background notes, research, briefing notes, fact sheet to the member of parliament only, not for the public. So the research division, parliament research division might be digitalized. So they have only, so that actually I am on behalf of the parliament research divisions, we have only 10 members, 10 staffs, researchers for the 225 members. So the research officers might be the smart. So they have to work efficient and effectively. So we have the challenge. We have some. We face some challenges because after the office or on the holiday time, we receive the request from the member of parliamentarian for different purpose. So some members are participating the TV, television debates or public debate or public forum apart from the parliament debates. So we receive the calls in the after the office time or night time. So they call through our personal devices, personal mobile phone or email. So at the same time, we are ready to work. We do our best. So okay, and virtually we work for the parliament because most of the members are depending the research officers. So we are doing our best, and then we work from the home and after the office hours also. This is one of the challenges. At the same time, we use our devices, our network connections, our data. So these are one of the challenges for the staff of the researchers. So some officers don't have enough capacity, enough facilities. So that people are facing